All right, welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News this week. We got a lot of news this week, huh, Jack?
Yeah, a little bit.
Bit.
Yeah.
We got, let's check we got to figure out what the deal is with our Twitter page. Let's thank some of our partners. I guess we got the Halloween Bash. That is a benefit for, is that already? No, that's not over yet.
No, that's October. That's Roy Martin.
Roy Martin. And then, don't forget, 2 weeks, I think it is, the Dave Memorial.
Dave Millard, not Memorial. Dave Millard. Dave Millard Golf.
We'll get it straight here.
Man, come on, man.
Dave Millard, 4th annual golf tournament to help raise proceeds for the care of Dave. And I bought a whole sponsor. I challenge anybody else to get a whole sponsor or a team, $70 a person, but it goes to a good cause. S&N Communication, Fast Eddie's Barbecue. So Papa John's.
We need to get with Ed and get some more barbecue. It's about barbecue time.
Was it once a month we got?
I thought it was, but it's about barbecue time again.
Me and Adam here almost got hooked up while you was gone. We was hoping you was going to be gone one more week and we was going to get.
We almost went down.
That didn't work.
We should have just done it.
We're gonna be kicking ourselves.
Yeah, because that shit would have been funny as hell. RDS Performance. I think those guys. Mean Dean Automotive with Grier and Associates, and they are in. No, yeah.
When I hit your leg, it's your cue.
One of these days we'll give him a sit.
Gator Graphics, I think Sammy, I think Sammy knocked the off the pole for the first time in a year or so from Landon Abbott.
Landon Abbott.
Yeah.
But Landon's not here every week, so
no, but it's the first time.
A few poles this year.
Yeah, but it's the first time somebody's knocked him off the pole in a couple of years, I think.
Didn't knock him off the victory lane.
No, he didn't. But he was. I don't know if he was just riding, but he was within striking distance anyway.
Yeah.
He said it was the funnest loss he'd ever had. Southampton Motor Speedway. Mosquito Joe's get 50% off of your first month's service on this side of the water. It doesn't work in Virginia Beach, Chesapeake. Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Mountain Jack's drink of choice. Walter Pressure Washing Solutions. Turn 2 Synthetics. I don't know why instead of this pressure wash business that we shouldn't just advertise his damn TikTok as funny as he is, as many damn followers as he's got. Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil. Got to thank everybody here at Langley Speedway for allowing us to do the show from here. Bondurits Brothers Distillery. One day Jack's gonna get us some product. MPM Marketing. Black Acid Racing Apparel. I think Tim Brown at Slinger Speed Company. Factory Canopies. One day we'll get Todd on the show. Maybe this decade.
Well, the thing is, when he's not doing anything with racing, he's playing golf now.
Oh, really? Is he any good?
That I can't answer.
No. VA 811, Call Before You Dig. And GAC, Great American Company. I thank all those guys for being sponsors for such a long time. What's up, Eddie Clark? Oh, didn't Tim Wilson tell us October 12th?
No, he didn't.
Well, we want to be here. We'll be in Charlotte.
That's championship night.
I ain't gonna get it. We'll get Eddie straight. All right, for the news this week in the Cup Series, Chris Buescher got the win, put the bumper to SVG.
Man, what a last lap was that?
That was a wild last lap. That was a wild end of the race.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they tore up some stuff at the end of that race.
They did. But I mean, SVG has proven he is going to be a threat, especially the more road courses we had. And he's not been too bad in these circle tracks, but the road courses, man, if you like his in-car camera, I mean, he
funny.
doesn't. There's not an inch that he ain't taking advantage of.
It's funny. He made a driver. He said, "I made a driver error," and he got to me. And that's how it worked. And man,
Got in the bus stop a little too hot.
Yeah.
in the Xfinity Series, how about this kid, Connor Zilch?
First race.
First Xfinity race.
He almost swept the weekend. They put him in the cup car, man.
They should have put him in a cup car. He won the ARCA race on Friday. Won the Xfinity
Half a
race.
lap.
I mean, yeah, in the ARCA race, they won't even nowhere near.
He was in the next county.
So, but Connor Zilch in his first race, and they say he's hot stuff. I mean, he's getting a whole lot of talk about him. Down at Sobo, they had the Cars Tour down there in the late model stocks. Carson Quapple got the win, and the pro late models, Spencer Davis got the win. At Hickory Motor Speedway, late models, Michael Bumgardner, and in the limited late models, Jordan McGregor. Down at Riverhead in New York, the Tour Mods, Ron Silk got the win. Florence Motor Speedway in the late models, Matt Cox got the win. Toledo, the ASA All-Stars were at Flat Rock Speedway, and Casey Roderick came away with the win. I think he got the pole, won the race, led just about every lap. I mean, he did it all that night. Down at Kingsport Speedway, late model, first race, Hunter Morgan won. Second race, Keith Helton won the championship. In the Mod 4s, Kevin Canner won 2 races Friday night, and I think he got the championship.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he got the championship. So that was a pretty big deal. Up at Dominion this past weekend, the Smart Mods were up there. Luke Baldwin got the win in Hermie Sadler's modified. The Virginia Mods, Shannon Morano got the win. And in the Virginia Racers, J.D. Eversole got the win. Down at Halifax Speedway, in the U.S. LMS late models, Dustin Mitchell got the win. In the Carolina Sprints, George Lukes got the win. In the Super Street, Danny Hudson got the win. Super Stock, Daniel Flapp got the win. And in the Stock V8, Tyler Pierce got the win. So let's turn it over to Adam Wellbrock to give us the pit road roundup.
From Langley Speedway.
Yeah.
The sprint cars were here. That was really cool to see them. Gerald Harris got the win for the second time this year.
I know. Did Billy Hubbard even run? I mean, I didn't even hear his name hardly.
He was there. Yep.
I'm just messing with
Wait, you were
Billy.
down there, you didn't see
I didn't get a chance to talk to him because Billy is a mess.
Did Bill Moss run?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
I think
Yeah, I
he
think he ran third in his heat. I don't know where he ended up in.
6th or 7th, maybe in the feature.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he and Billy were right next to each other.
Yeah, I think I can't remember if he beat Billy or Billy beat him.
Billy was trying to pass him in the heat race, and I think
You gotta be careful with the sponsor.
Yeah, he backed off at the end. I don't know about the feature, but it was good to see them out there. Of course, representing Langley. Jordan Valdez got the kart win. Landon Abbott got his Super Street win, his 4th in 5 races, we found out. So I mean, you were showing up part-time and winning 80% of the time.
It's pretty good odds,
Not
right?
too bad. He's the 2nd winningest driver of the year behind Dale. Enduro's Alex Floroff won it. 4th time this season. Super Trucks, Chris Bechtel got his 3rd in a row.
3rd straight, man.
And he is in the hunt, man.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's like 3 points.
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit after the race. He's just a couple points out, and it's kind of with the drops. I think it's just whoever outruns the other.
I think it was 1 point difference. Yeah.
And you know, Chris is kind of in the driver's seat. He doesn't have to. He's got nothing to lose. And that's what I told him. I'm like, you got nothing to lose. Just go out and do whatever. Yeah. But I will say, you've seen some. You say maturity in Chris, but Chris. I talked to him after the race because in the middle of the race, I mean, it looked like what's his name was going to kind of run off with it. He wouldn't really challenge him. But Chris said he was just sort of riding and biding his time because he seen where he was getting loose. He's like he's going to come back and then finally an opportunity come, and then he's like, I don't know. I was just he was being patient, which shows some,
Different Chris.
yeah. And I remember when I first kind of got back into racing, I was doing arena racing, and Chris was flagging. He wasn't driving until we started doing some go-kart stuff, and then he started doing some go-kart stuff. And so it's good to see, and good to see the Miles. And I appreciate you guys, you and Brian mentioning Miles and us being on Bechtel's truck. And then you got the late model race, right?
Yeah, late models. Danny Edwards got another win this year, second of the year.
That's him and Greg done pulled off 2 weeks in a row now. So
What he did, and I tell you, in the beginning, I thought Mark was just going to, because Mark sat on the pole.
Yeah, he led.
And
60 laps or so.
And I was watching some of the times, and it's like after about 40 laps, it was like Danny was just getting. It was like the longer the race goes, the faster Danny's car was getting. I mean, he was just getting faster, and it was like 2/10 that he was faster than Mark. And I was like, well, Mark's probably just riding, saving and stuff. No, no,
he was picking them up one at a time. He told me about lap 30. He knew he had something. I don't know where he qualified, but he was picking them up.
I think it was
Fifth or sixth.
I think he was on the outside, because I think they went back a little bit outside line. Of course, we got to give Riley a hard time. He missed a shift on the start. They said he was being like me. He didn't hit the brake. He just missed a shift.
He's a teenager. We'll let that slide.
yeah, we're not gonna hold that against him.
But it felt like he had a really good car, but he put him in a hole.
He said they found something. He was happy with his finish, fifth or sixth somewhere.
Yeah, and then I got some other news. One was my buddy Robbie Parker. He passed the test to be a crane certified.
I'm about going to tell me he can't pass the kidney stone, but go ahead.
And then some other breaking news. We got to watch. Riley Rondeau has got a boyfriend, and I told her I was going to call her out on with
breaking news
with Riley, that is J.R. Smith's grandson. So I told her I seen her, and I'm like, I'm watching.
Keep an eye on her, man.
Well, I was going to invite her on the show. She might not come now.
She might be busy with her boyfriend.
Right.
So Riley, we're watching. Although her dad did tell me, she's like, the first time she came on y'all's show, I told her up front, so look, they like to give each other a hard time. Don't get baited into that. Stay neutral.
That's good advice.
I'm like, well, that's no fun.
That's right. That ain't no good.
Should be fun to watch next year.
Yeah, going limited racing.
Yeah.
So anyway, Danny Edwards was the driver of the week. I don't think anybody else got a vote.
Oh, really?
So anyway, Danny Edwards was driver of the week this week.
I mean, he definitely was the man.
He had to earn that one, man. It wasn't just start at second or start on the front row.
But I want to talk about real quick before we get to John Wesley. I want to talk about. I talked with Chase Dixon,
Mm-hmm.
and
He's back racing again.
I'm gonna have him on the show here in a couple weeks, probably after Martinsville, because he's working with Keith Helton on the car for Martinsville. So we'll probably have him on there. But Chase Dixon's team this year, between Lonesome Pine and Kingsport, they had 28 wins, 19 poles. They had the Lonesome Pine Track Championship with Chase.
Okay.
They had the Lonesome Pine Limited Late Model Championship with Hunter Shelby. They got the Limited Rookie at Lonesome Pine with Hunter Shelby. The late model stock car rookie is one of their drivers. I did not get his name. They also have the track record at Lonesome Pine in the late model stock car by Chase Dixon. And then
Is Chase run all year this year?
he ran all the races at Lonesome Pine.
Okay.
He did not run at Kingsport. So also he had the late model championship at Kingsport with Keith Helton. That was a Chase Dixon car. He also had the Tennessee State Champion with Keith Helton.
Okay.
And the Tennessee Rookie of the Year in Hunter Shelby.
Wow.
So all that came out of Chase Dixon Motorsports this year.
So
That is wild.
wonder who's, because he was over at Chris, right, for a while. Wouldn't Chase
He helped him for a little while over there. Well, I mean, he went
Years
over
ago.
but that went by the wayside. He started his own operation, and it's been very successful.
But didn't he stop for a year or two, something like that, and then come
I
back?
think he did, yeah.
Yeah,
Think
because
he
I know
did.
they were talking about doing a reality show and a few other things, and then the next thing you know, he stopped. But you see the kind of publicity you get if you just feed Jack one time when he's at the racetrack.
It works.
I mean, it was Texas Roadhouse.
Oh,
Yeah, I forgot about that.
You see how excited he got?
I forgot about that one. He
He's
did tell
talking
us
about Texas Roadhouse.
yeah, and he told me if I ever came to Kingsport again, he would feed us at Texas Roadhouse.
that's hell yeah. Let's go.
So,
How are we going?
yeah, I forgot all about that part, but yeah, okay.
How many up?
All right, let's bring our first guest on here. Let me tell you something about this guy first.
Tell us something about him, Jack.
Introduce.
He is probably the funniest guy I've heard in a long, long time.
Yeah, I heard you.
Where'd you hear him, Jack?
We were on the cruise ship with him. And
He'll
He went-
solicit anybody.
He went all the way to Alaska to hear this guy.
hey, he was funny. I've never seen my wife laugh so hard. And then of course my wife got sick one night and got up. And he got on her a little bit as she was walking.
Can't do that.
That was kind of funny too. And
Did
but
you
it-
egg it on, Jack?
huh?
Did you?
I didn't say a word. I kept my mouth shut. But he did good. But the funniest part was he said, "Imagine that, a woman not doing something you asked him to." And I thought that was pretty funny.
He's not married, is he?
No, that's the thing. He's got a bit about his
Uh-oh.
marriage. But anyway, let's bring on John Wesley Austin, the funniest guy I've seen in a long time.
What's up, John? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good.
I'll tell you what, I had a blast on the cruise at your shows. It was funny. We had a good time. My wife about died every time we went in there. So I really enjoyed it. You do a great job.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Yeah, I like doing the show.
So how long have you said, I think you told us how long you've been on these cruise ships. How long have you been doing cruise ships?
I've only been working cruise ships for 18 years.
Okay. It's only 18. Okay.
But I've been a comedian. I've been a comedian for 41 years.
So do you do very many shows outside of the cruise ships? I mean, I looked on your site to see
He's
where
going to Louisiana this weekend, Jack.
well,
So I do a handful of clubs around the country, but the cruise ship industry pays so well that it's kind of hard to take time off from the ships to go do a club.
So,
okay. I was kind of hoping you'd be around here somewhere because I was going to get a group of folks and we were going to see you.
I have a short list of clubs that I'll work. I'm not really sure where you are, but there's a place in Ohio I go to called Cuyahoga Falls. They treat me pretty good, and I like that club and I like the people. And so then I do Vegas, although their room was in the Tropicana and it just they're about to blow the building, so they had to close up the room. I assume they'll get another room shortly, but it's going to be a while. And
Uh-oh. We froze up. Well, I mean, the cruise ship, I mean, I don't know how y'all work that. I mean, I know you were with us the first few days and then you were gone and on another ship going somewhere else. And I tell you what, the guys that came on after you left were not funny as you are. I'll give you that now.
Thank you very much. I love doing the show. And again, I've been doing my homework for a long, long time. So I'm as good at stand-up as these guys you're chatting with and about are at racing.
Yeah.
you're not putting the bar very high.
Ha ha ha. Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought maybe they were really good at racing.
No, we're just
So
good at running around.
when you have a name like Chase, your chances of being a NASCAR driver are pretty good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good NASCAR name. Chase, whatever you said his name was, Chase Dixon, or Rip Watley. That's a great name for a NASCAR driver. Or yeah, if I have another kid, I'll call him Pokey Austin. Just for the irony, if he was fast, that'd be amazing. You're not expecting much from a guy named Pokey.
I like that thing back there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I see your toy behind you. You been playing with your toy again?
So I bought a new short course truck, remote control, and I gave it its first test run today. I was pretty happy with it. Obviously, I didn't have much time to mess around with it, but when I'm off, I like to have fun, and so it's either race the motorcycle somewhere or play with my RC toys, or you never know what I'm likely to be able to do. Sometimes I just blow up my floaty chair and sit in the lake.
That's pretty cool. I like to do that myself.
I smoke cigars and sit in the lake.
So what kind of motorcycle do you race?
So right now I'm on an MT-07. It's a Yamaha. It's a 700 parallel twin. And when I say race, I do track days with it, and mostly I'm only competing with myself. I'm not trying to beat anybody else, although it would be nice to eventually pass someone. On this particular bike on a race course, it's quick, but it's not fast. And my skill level has improved to the point where I'm trying to sell it to buy a faster bike.
I was gonna say that's what
So I'm looking at something. I'm looking at something called a street triple right now.
Oh, okay. Now look, I heard your
One of the
bit on
things you
huh?
one of the things you and I have in common is racing in general. I'm not a stick and ball guy. I've been into racing since I was a kid. My father had a Winnebago, and he would take us to Daytona. I grew up in Fort Lauderdale, and so I've been to Daytona probably 12 times, to the 400 and the 500. And you mentioned Hickory Speedway at the beginning of the show. My uncle was the record driver at Hickory Motor Speedway. And so I have a lot of NASCAR experience as well as a lot of racing experience. One of my friends, I met him probably 25, 30 years ago. He was in the NASCAR business, and he came out to see the show, and we hit it off, and we just became friends. And he was a crew chief at one point in his career, and then eventually he became the director of competition for Dale Jr. So he ran all four teams for the Busch, what they call the Xfinity series now. I'll always call it the Busch series. I can't help it. But so anyway, he did that for many years, and he retired about a year ago, and then he died like 5 months later. And I don't know how he died, but he was such an awesome guy. And his name was Ryan Pemberton, and he invited me to the racetrack, and we hung out all the time. And when I walked with him down pit road, it was like walking with a celebrity. He was fantastic, and everybody would stop and talk with him. And he invited me to the race shop back when he was with MB2 Motorsports, and then he invited me to Dale Jr.'s racing shop in Mooresville, and I got to see all the cars, like kind of a backstage tour. And he let me bring my brother, and so I miss him a lot. He was just awesome. And then one of my other friends ran the NASCAR racing experience for all of the tracks in racing, like all the tracks that NASCAR racing goes to. And so I was in Vegas in December, and he came out with his wife and her sister to see the show in Vegas. And the next day they invited me to the racetrack to hang out with them. And I thought maybe we were going to do a ride along or something like that. He let me drive the car.
That's
So
fun.
I had not been in a race car before. I take that back. I had done the drive along, or what they call ride along, at Las Vegas, but I'd never driven a race car before. And so I was amazed at how effortless it was to go. I went 152 miles an hour, and it was effortless. And I had enough track experience on my motorcycle to get in it and get going like right away. But I didn't push it. Like, he was on the radio in your helmet. He was like, you don't have to let off in the corner. And I was like, I'm good. So I was letting off in the corner, and I still hit 152. So I was very proud of myself. It was one of the coolest things I ever did. But I tell you what, it gave me a lot of perspective for what the Cup drivers do with imagine being out there with 33 other cars, or whatever it is, 42 other cars, while you're trying to go the fastest you can go. They weren't going 152 this past weekend. They were going, well, this past weekend they were on a road course, but I tell you what, I don't want to run that road course with the 3,000, 4,000 pound race car.
Yeah, that's kind of tough. Kind of tough. Now look, you do a little bit of a NASCAR bit in your show.
I do.
Can you do a little bit of that for us? Because I rolled when you did that.
I cannot believe they let beer sponsor the race cars. If I was going 200 miles an hour and I was spinning out of control, I want to be sponsored by something I'm gonna need, like Fruit of the Loom, because I'm gonna go in my pants. The announcer would be like, "There's Austin in the pits. I hope that's oil leaking out of his car." We just figured out how come he's number 2. I think if you're going to be sponsored by a product, you should have to use that product during the race. Brad Keselowski in the Miller Lite Ford just got pulled over by the pace car. He's going to make him walk the start-finish line. That was his 3rd lap in the wrong direction. Mark Martin in the Viagra Chevrolet hits the wall hard.
Yeah, you were hilarious too. That was great.
I talk about NASCAR for about 5 minutes in the show. I do about 3 minutes in one show and 3 minutes in the other show, but some of the stuff is too dirty to do on your talk show.
Well, I tell you what, I really did enjoy it. I mean, it was a lot of fun, and hopefully, you when you finish with the cruise ships for a little while, you'll get into a place where we can come see you, and we'd love to have you come down here and come to a race or something.
Oh man, so I like your studio sitting there with that racetrack in the background. I don't have that luxury today.
Yeah, well, we're very lucky to have this situation where we have the track behind us. That's pretty cool. So,
Like a pond today.
Yeah.
but it's like a pond out there today.
How did you get into racing?
I used to race.
But like you, he never passed anybody.
So my dad is from Indian.
Don't listen to him.
My dad is from Indianapolis. My dad is from Indianapolis, and when he was a kid, his father would not take him to the race. It was too expensive, and so he made sure that his kids got to go to the race all the time.
I've always loved racing. I've got a lot of people in the sport, and we came here and got the show started and doing the show here and everything. It's in our blood, and that's what we love doing.
It is definitely in my blood.
So yeah, you're gonna have to come down and go to a race with us sometime around Charlotte or Daytona again or whatever, and we'll meet up with you and go with you to a race.
Absolutely. Be fun to bring the RV and sit in the middle.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, John, I appreciate you coming on. I know I hounded you a little bit about it, but I really enjoyed your shows while we were down there.
You said he begged to come on.
I did not say that.
I lost my damn earpiece. Say it again.
I said we appreciate you coming on. I know I hounded you about coming on the show, but I really appreciate you being here. And look, here's your thing right here. I don't know, can they go on your site and get it?
Say they cannot get it online.
They cannot get it online. All right, then I ain't gonna say nothing.
Right now, I should have a link for something like that, but right now I don't have a link for people to buy that online.
Well,
email me. I'll tell you how to get one. How about that? John Wesley Austin at yahoo.com.
Yep, and this is
we were watching some of
it. Yeah, we were watching it a little bit earlier before we thought.
I mean, we had to get it off his wrist.
So yeah, that's really cool. I like that. See, it's a wrist slap. That's really cool. So that's pretty ingenious how you did that. That's pretty cool.
So what you're not telling them is that it has a built-in USB and it's a slap band.
Oh,
and so people can listen to my whole show on there.
Yeah.
He was telling me before the show how you gave it to him and you're like, you don't know what it is, do you?
Yeah.
And as a bonus, it has my appearance on the Huckabee show.
Yeah, and that was funny. That was hilarious. I like that too.
Did you watch
But,
the Huckabee show?
Yes, I watched it.
So that was my favorite thing I've ever done on TV.
Oh, really?
Until now.
Until well, this is a podcast. This is my favorite thing I've ever done on a Zoom call.
Can't rank it so high, Jack.
Yeah, different category.
Well, John, we appreciate you being with
Oh.
us. I know you got home and you got other things to do, but I appreciate you spending some time with us. It's an honor to have you on. I guess it was an honor.
He's playing a joke on us.
Are you there?
Thanks for having me. I'm here. I'm right here.
It kind of froze there for a second. I thought you were joking with me.
Oh wow. No. I'm out. Boom.
Thanks, John. And
All
we
right,
look
man.
forward
We
to seeing
appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. And I'll be in touch again. We'll get you back.
Sounds great.
All right, man.
Thanks,
Talk
bud.
to you later. Appreciate it.
Yeah, the next cruise. Hopefully, he's the company on the next cruise. To go.
Well, look,
you know,
If I could find out a way to find out what cruise, because we're already planning another cruise for next year, and we've already got one scheduled for the next year after that. But that's with Clay. We're taking Clay on that one. But if I could find out where he is and what ship he's on, damn if I wouldn't try to get on that ship, because I had a blast on it. I mean, it was fun.
I love going to the comedy clubs and sitting up front, and I love to be joked on and get in the middle of it. My wife does it. And, oh yeah, she gets really embarrassed. I mean, one of the shows I was sitting up front and she wouldn't sit beside me, so one of her friends was sitting beside me, and the comedian's like, "Is this your wife?" She's like, "Nope, that's her over there." She will go because I was hoping she was gonna let me speak. So I'm like, "No, it's her friend." Ooh.
But there at the show that a lot of people don't like going up front and sitting up front.
No, they don't.
And the guy that run the Punchliner Club, he's walking around there. How many is it? 2 y'all right there? And we're gonna sit over here. And he came up to me. He says, "How many of y'all?" I says, 2. He said, "Well, there's some seats." I said, "No, I'm sitting up front." He said, "Well, great. Go ahead on there." So I went on up there. It was a lot of fun.
That's usually what we do.
Those don't sell.
Yeah, and Rick agreed with us when I said that y'all had something in common and that y'all didn't ever pass anybody. And Rick said we nailed it.
I really like Rick, and I really appreciate what
I
he
mean,
does.
what happened to Rick this weekend? I didn't get a chance to. Something to his truck.
He
didn't
pitted with a few to go. I think something broke. I think.
Anyway, I like Rick, and I appreciate what he does for our country and everything. It's an honor.
You like,
But I don't like
that
his
you don't
com-
really like him. That
I don't
much?
like his comments. They ain't worth a damn.
I was wondering if his big motor was going to get him up front this weekend, but
Didn't get him up front, and I think he's getting ready to be deployed within the next little bit. So we won't see him for a year. I think it was.
oh really?
Motor blew last lap. Okay.
Yeah, Rick, I do. Yeah, you're right. So I wish I'd have been able to get out here this week to see you race. I
Well,
didn't.
you know
wasn't
why
able
it
to.
blew up, Jack. When you build them real big motors, they usually.
Well, yeah, they usually, they're a little stressed. Big motor stress and
I
stuff.
can't help it, Rick. I got to stir it.
And Bechtel was making them look pretty bad. So I know
His motor's got to be big
to
too.
do his motor. There might be some problems there too. We don't know.
Just in time for championship night.
Right? Yeah. You get busted. Protest.
Oh yeah, I still got his driver of the week thing too, and I ain't got that to him. Rick,
Are you gonna give it to him? Or
I got to find a way to get it to him. I mean, I was going to take it to him, and
You were gonna take it to him?
yeah, I was going to take it to his wherever he lived or whatever, and I never did get to do that. And anyway, I can't say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing else about it. All right, we got our next guest already in here with us. He's been with us, waiting, sitting here patiently.
Last week's driver of the week.
Yep, last week's driver of the week. We're gonna let him come in here, take my seat. I'm gonna move over here to the side.
Who's driver? Do we have an? Oh, sorry. You already said who's driver of the week this week.
Danny Edwards was driver of the week this
We
week.
got cheat sheet.
Yeah, I got a lot of names on the side of my car that I got to make sure I mention.
That's right. That's a good thing, man.
Everybody's got one.
That's right.
Go ahead, I'll get with you, man. I done screwed everything on.
Keep him occupied.
Yeah, like watching a monkey in a cage. So Joe, I guess, how did you get started in racing? I think we had talked about this before, but
So I mean, growing up, I spent a lot of time in drag strips up in Pennsylvania. Growing up,
Okay.
My dad used to drag race Harleys with the All Harley Drag Racing Association, and then I grew up about 20 minutes from Beaver Springs Drag Strip in central Pennsylvania. When I was in high school on Friday nights, they do like a street class, and then they'd also have like an ATV class, bracket racing and everything. So me and all my buddies in school would take our four-wheelers out there and race those. And I won maybe two races, like two nights. I went to the final round, and I think I was second or third in points the one year. And then once I, got into college and everything, I bought a 93 Ford Thunderbird, drag race that a few times. Had some pretty good success with that. Moved down here, and as you know, there's really no drag strips within a reasonable driving distance. I mean, you got Dinwiddie an hour and 45 away, or Hertford an hour and a half away. So then I just had the itch to do something, and a friend of mine and I just kind of went out on a whim, bought an enduro car. I ran that for a year. Just meeting people out of the racetrack. I met Josh Taylor, who's my spotter. He let me run one of his wing champs a few races. And
okay.
then I just decided, I'm ready to do something a little more serious. And I caught wind that the Super Street that I have now was for sale. Picked that up, and now I'm on my second year of doing that. So
Okay.
that's just kind of the short story of my racing career.
Yeah, Rick said his dad is the 1991 Beaver Spring track champion. I guess that's out there by you.
It is actually. Rick, I learned, through stalking on Facebook and everything. He grew up in Millerstown, Pennsylvania, which is where my aunt and uncle currently live. So, kind of small world, I guess, coming from there.
So what was it like going from drag racing to go to circle track stuff? Your first race, what was that like?
Oh, it was pretty eye-opening, honestly. Because I don't know, I always kind of grew up, and central Pennsylvania is really, really dirt track country.
Oh, did you race dirt?
I did not. I went to a handful of dirt track races, but like my parents' house was smack dab in the middle between Selinsgrove Speedway and Port Royal, so dirt track was a big deal back then. So I was around dirt circles, coming down here and racing on a asphalt oval was real different, really different. And I kind of grew up, it's just turning left, it's not that bad.
How hard is it?
It can't be that hard, but it was tough. It's a huge learning curve. There's a lot more goes into it than a lot of people think.
Yeah,
a lot more goes into it than I thought.
It is interesting when you bring somebody new to the sport,
Mhm.
and they all think that they think you just bring a car out and you get in and you start the race and that's it, and they don't realize like how much work in the background there really is.
Yeah.
So Jack ran dirt for a little bit. He didn't have as good a first asphalt race as you did, I'm sure.
Yeah, I did hear that I'm supposed to ask how your first asphalt race went.
Who told you that?
That's what I was gonna
I
ask.
hadn't seen it. Little bird,
Robbie Parker.
I don't know who that is.
I'm glad you enjoyed being on the podcast, because I told me last time you're going to be on it for a while.
Look, Robbie lapped me twice in one lap.
That's a bullshit lie. That did not happen. That never happened. Robbie Parker did not do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna-
He's here.
I'm not going to say he didn't lap me, because that did happen. But not 2 times in a lap or whatever you just made up. That didn't happen.
I'm going into one.
But look, my first asphalt race was at Southampton,
Mhm.
and the guys from Langley brought their mini stocks.
They're cheated up mini stocks, huh?
I ain't gonna say that. It sure damn it felt like it. But anyway, brought them to Southampton. They dusted us.
Mhm.
All those guys that were in Southampton, they just flat dusted us. I mean, we couldn't hang with them. We didn't have the right equipment to start with, but anyway. But so when you go back to whoever your little informant was,
Set them straight.
You telling I gave you the scoop on my first start. But that lie he told you, that, and if it was Robbie Parker, I'm sure 90% of what he told you was a lie.
Oh gosh.
Robbie says that I hear my name.
Robbie, shut up.
Yeah, we heard your name. Yeah, you heard it. I hope you ain't been talking to this cat here either.
I said I don't know who that is.
You don't know who it is. I can tell by your facial hair. And no doubt in my mind, you know who I'm talking to. Especially if Gator's been helping you with your car. I know that crazy dude been out there with you. That ain't.
Taylor said they'll be coming at her daddy like that.
You tell your daddy not to come at me like that and send information in here. Like, never heard of Joe. You're a lying ass. You never heard of Joe.
Somebody's got to be lying.
Well, I think I know which two.
Well, I think after the last couple of weeks, everybody knows who Joe is.
Yeah. I mean, shoot.
I mean, you've had a heck of the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Thanks to Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie definitely. Robbie definitely.
You don't know who he is.
Nah, he must be a different one.
There's more than one Robbie, Jack.
Andre Grier.
Oh, what Grier say?
Andre Grier, your days are coming too, buddy.
You know, he started.
He did that too.
I did it one freaking time.
He did it before it was even famous.
Before it was cool.
That's right. That's
It's all right. Joe Nemechek stayed straight your ass out, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he made the comment that he and I had something in common. We both had starting part.
Yeah.
Joe Nemechek didn't like
He didn't like that. Front row Joe did not like that.
He didn't think it was funny. He got offended.
Anyway, but how overall have you gotten everything where you like it so far this year and really pushing for that win?
I think so. You know, we really kind of closed up the gap. You know, come a huge way from where we started with the super streets, and even just from the beginning of this year, we really kind of picked it up through the middle to the end of the year here. So I think we're getting close. I think we need just a little bit more to have something for, you know, Sammy, because it just seems like he's always a step ahead of us, but that's how it's going to be. But
Yeah, well, when he's helping you, it's hard to be a
Right, yeah, he's gonna be a second.
You're
yeah,
going to do something to your car and not tell him.
yeah, exactly. But
Well, I don't know. I mean, the other week, I will say, Sammy said he thought you were better than he was.
yeah, I mean, I think last week, you know, I had a lot of speed, not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before. I mean, that definitely, I didn't have quite as much speed this week, but 2 weeks ago, I definitely think that maybe if the race would have gone green, I think I would have had a chance to run him down, because it just seemed like every time I'd get everything rolling and I'd start to my car's just great all season long. It's been great on the long run. I mean, if we can get 15, 20, 30 laps of green flag running in, that's when it really seems to pick up. So it just seemed like every time I'd start to reel them in, the caution would come out. And my restarts are definitely my weakness. That's definitely the biggest thing that I have to
That's
work
what
on
say you were
most.
supposed to hold Landon out on the high side the last week. But
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm not doing it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to keep up with those. Those two are
Yeah.
two of the fastest guys out here. I mean, Landon and Sammy both, you know. So
But Landon has been fast for years, it seems like.
yeah, yeah.
He said he got you in the ballpark, but he can't feed you too.
Yeah, I get it.
I have to find somebody else for that.
I don't know. Sammy's always got food over there. I go by there because they get food every week. This year, this week they had some tater tot casserole. I didn't try it because it just wasn't appealing. And then the salad. I'm like, man, I'm not a salad person.
You lost me there.
Yeah, it's got to have some meat in there or something.
That's a pretty good deal, though. I mean, having a good year like you're having.
Yeah,
He'll reach behind you there.
Yeah, Adam, you can do the.
Oh, I thought it was tearing it. Joe is last week's driver of the week from guess it's from Jack. Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News Driver of the Week.
Yeah,
Mhm.
thank you guys. Definitely hang this on the wall with the rest of my stuff. I appreciate that. It's definitely an honor, being a crowd vote and everything to have enough people watching out and watching.
And you know,
what I'm doing.
it ought to be really nice to know you didn't have a mafia vote.
Yeah,
So we've had people have a mafia vote, and that takes away from it.
Yeah.
Have that mafia.
Does it?
Yeah, you ought to know.
I mean, a win's a win. It doesn't matter how you cheat to
Yeah.
get there, Jack.
The stat book says
It ain't got no Astro beside your name.
Yeah, well, whatever, but it works. But you did a great job, and hopefully you'll get you. Well, you got one more race left this
yep.
year.
Super Street's got one more race, so I'm just hoping to. I don't know that the win's going to come, but if I can run second, third where I've been the last couple of weeks, that'd be great with me. I'm just happy to be running up front consistently. That's been my goal all year, was to get up front, because especially in Super Streets, anything can happen. If you can run second, third, fourth, you've got a chance to win on a restart or anything.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know the way my restarts go, but someone else might if they were running there. But yeah, so I'm just happy to be running where I'm at, and definitely come
What
along
was
with it.
your goal at the beginning of the season?
My goal at the beginning of the season was, be able to run top 5. I finished top 5 in points, which I'm pretty solidly 5th in points. Depending on how things go, I'm within a couple points of Jacob Wood for 4th. So there's a potential to move up to 4th in the points. But really, my goals for this year were, get to where I'm consistently running in the top 5, and be able to come home with some top 5 in the championship points.
So you can check that on.
Yes.
Check that off.
Yep, I'll be able to check that off, sure.
So who all helps you with the car, and where you work? You on this side of the war over here?
Yeah, we're over in Hampton. I got a great crew of guys. We're a small group of us. We got Josh Taylor's my spotter. AJ Kaufhold, he's my crew chief, and Brian Stoll, he's I guess you'd call him the lead mechanic. Him and AJ pretty much do just about all the work on it. I got Jesse Holston. He comes out, helps us out at the racetrack, Duro driver. But
I thought you were going to say Jesse Call.
no, Jesse Holston. But and then of course I got to thank my fiance Mackenzie. She's the reason that we can even do this. She does a great job, either working on the car, helping us get everything ready to go to the track, and picking up my slack around the house. But like I said, we're a pretty small operation. I got one level piece of concrete at my house, which just happens to be where she parks her car. So whenever we got to set up the race car, we got to move her car to set up the scales and everything. But we do the best that we can with what we got, and I'm very happy with what we got going on. I got great sponsors. So Empire Roofing and Siding, Something More Meats and Sweets. They provide us with all of our food on race day. So if Sammy's ever got something that you don't want, stop by my tent, my trailer. We got
right next door.
make your notes.
Yep, they bring us delicious food.
And you said sweet, so that's even got my attention even more.
Yep, every once in a while they'll bring us some cheesecake, or if you can catch them when they're out, they go to a couple breweries in that area, food truck type deal. Their cheesecake is delicious. Also got M&M Fencing. He's picked up my fuel bill for the year. Earl Sanders Realty, Prestige Electric, Hardwood Specialties, my woodworking business. So that also is a huge help. So if anyone needs any good woodworking, I'll put a shameless plug for myself out there.
So what do you do? What kind of woodwork?
You name it, I can make it. Whether you need molding for your house, flooring, I've done toy boxes, TV stands, kitchen tables, cabinets, shelves, you name it, I can do just about anything like that. So that's kind of that's where a lot of my fun money comes from, to be able to do this also. And I believe that's it as far as names on the car. I also got to shout out to Chris at Guardian Automotive. They let us use the shop whenever we need to do some serious work, need a lift and everything. So
yeah, that comes in pretty handy.
it definitely is a lot better than rolling around in my driveway, depending on what we got to do.
Yeah, absolutely. for sure.
She said all things. So you scored some points. I mean, you're in good shape with that.
Yep, I gotta earn my brownie points whenever I can.
I mean, me and Jack never had our wives. I don't think they even looked at the race car much.
Now, mine did. When I was racing, she did go out there time to time and help me with some stuff. If I really needed some help with some stuff, she would come out there. And of course, Lee was the biggest help. I didn't have to worry about nothing when Lee was out there. But yeah, she did. She took pictures with the car. And everything. But that all that's going to hell now because she ain't doing it no more. So anyway, he forgot Frontline Motorsports.
Yes, I gotta make sure.
Okay, probably Parker. So you know who the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, I gotta thank him.
And then busted, Joe.
Yeah, I got busted. Him and Sammy have been a huge help. I mean, they've done plenty to help us out, get us pointed in the right direction, and either whether it's setup tips or driving skills, which huge help.
So what has been, so far as driving the car, what's been the hardest learning curve?
Really for myself personally, it's just been able to be consistent and patient and be able to actually let things progress and let myself learn. Because it's real easy when you start out to just you want to get in, you want to drive, you want to get up there and win races, but you just got to kind of let it come to you. And Robbie and Sammy will tell you that was probably the biggest thing that I struggled with, and probably the thing I was the worst at was just either being too hard on myself, expecting too much out of myself, and really just through all of that, overdriving the car.
Mm-hmm.
So and super streets definitely you really need to have a lot of patience to do that. Because they got so much horsepower without not a whole lot of tire on there. It's real easy to overdrive them and ruin a good race.
Marty build your motor too?
Yep. Marty Strickland builds my motors. He's got a great super street engine.
Yes.
I've had zero.
He's got 4 of the top 5 about every week.
Yeah. I can't. I've had zero problems with my motor from him, and anytime that I got questions or concerns or anything, he's always right there. So I got nothing but high praise for him and them for that. So
I've tried to get Marty to come on. He's like, you ain't getting me in front of no camera.
Got too many secrets.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's not a camera person. But you talk to him away from the racetrack now or here, and he'll tell you everything,
Yep.
All right, let's get Slate on here. I think he's there. I don't know if he's there or not. So go ahead and we'll see if we can get Slate Myers on here.
You there?
Yeah, how y'all doing?
Good,
Hey,
man.
man, what's up?
What's up?
I don't know. Hey, you know what? I think you have to have a little bit of talent to be called Myers, because that goes back years, and I tell you what, that's got to be cool.
Oh yeah, for sure. With the history of our family, just being 4th generation and being able to drive at Bowman Gray, being the most historic racetrack basically in the country, it's really cool.
So, do you enjoy the modifieds? You have to enjoy it. You got Jason and
I think you got to be born into it. So you got to like it.
Oh yeah, it's fun. Yeah, having all that tire and all that grip, having 600 horsepower under you, it's just crazy. And running around a quarter-mile track, around a football field with 17,000 fans every Saturday night during the summer against 20, 30 other race cars. And they're the best to do it over there. Like my dad, he just got his 11th championship. He's almost close to 100 wins. It's really crazy.
So who is your dad?
Burt Myers.
Okay.
Yep.
That's not your favorite, Jack.
No, I'm a big. I like your dad, okay, but I'm a big Jason Myers fan.
Yeah.
So wait, what do you take your dad for?
A lot of people say that. It's funny.
So how did you get started with it? Did you go up and say, Dad, I'm going to drive one of these modifieds, or how did that come about?
Well, I kind of got born into it, like you said. I did 1 year of go-karts at Woodleaf, just 1 year. I think I was 6 years old, maybe. Uh, and then I think I was 14, and we were at a test at Caraway. One of our buddies was testing their modified, and Dad said, "How about you get in, Slate? Just see if you can turn a few laps." And I got in and absolutely loved it. I mean, you can ask Bobby Labonte, Ryan Newman. I mean, the modifieds are the race cars. I mean, they always talk about how they're so much better than them fendered cars like the Cup cars and everything. Just the modifieds, dude. They're cool.
Yeah, and when you go back and look at the history in your family, I mean, that is unbelievable. I mean, your dad's got all these championships and everything he's got at Bowman Gray. I mean, the whole family are winners. So you got a lot of
Pressure's on.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely on. But being my rookie year, we weren't too stressed about getting wins. We're going over there to just run as hard as we can, and the wins will come with it. We don't go over there to set the world on fire, but it'd be cool to snag one over there and put our name in the books.
Now, we always ask everybody this question: if there's a few laps to go and Pops is in front of you, do you rough him up?
Well, I guess we'll see when we get there. I hope that's the case. Maybe he'll move out the way for me. If I'm faster than him and he ain't moving, I might have to put the bumper to him.
I don't think he's gonna move out of the way if I know your dad.
So what's it like being on the track with your dad and your uncle and everything? What's it like being out there? I mean, have you had the opportunity to pass them and you know, whatever, and then?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've ran with them before. I mean, you don't really think about it when you're out there. I mean, like I said, around a football field with 17,000 fans, I mean, you're not really thinking about who you're racing with. Obviously, it's in the back of your head, but I mean, they're just more drivers out there that you're trying to beat. You don't race them any more differently. You just try to beat them.
That's cool. I mean, now do you all keep all three of your cars in the same place?
Yeah, we're down in Walnut Cove. It's about 30 minutes from the house. Yeah, it's got me and Jason and Dad's. I think there's about 7 or 8 cars in there right now. I mean, there's probably 5 in there right now, including the backup cars and stuff.
Wow. So you got a bunch of cars down there and a lot to pull from.
Yeah, for sure. We got a lot of equipment down there. I mean, that's why I kind of got into modified racing. It wouldn't make sense for me to get into like a late model or something first year because we say I did tear it up or something. We don't have the equipment to fix it back up. But for a modified, we got everything you would need. So that's why it kind of just fit right in.
Now, do you got to work on the cars? Do you work on them and try to understand setup and those type of things?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just good to just go down there and look under the car, just sit there under the car and analyze it. I mean, I've done that so many hours at the shop, just go in there and lay under the car and just look at all the nuts and bolts that put it together, and it's just always good to know that kind of stuff. But obviously with school, me being in school now, it's hard for me to make it down there to the shop. Like I said, it's 30 minutes away, so. And I don't drive yet on the road. So it's kind of hard to make it down there and work on the car. So they're kind of keeping it up right now. But during the summer, I was down there every day.
That's cool. I mean, you know, it's.
How old are you?
I'm just turned 16 a few Mondays ago.
Oh, but you can drive a big modified. Can't drive a car yet. That's pretty cool. I mean, I like how that works out.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I think I'm 2 weeks away from getting my license.
Well, look now when you're racing and stuff. Of course, your dad's on the track with you, but how much does he talk to you about the racing and stuff that lets you know what's going on and what you need to do different or whatever? How much does he do that?
Well, he always says that he tries to kind of keep it. He tries to back off of me a little bit, because he always says that I get a little bit too much pressure on me, which I can understand. I was 15 at Bowman Gray. a lot of people had high expectations for me and stuff like that. But he just tries to back off of me a little bit. But I mean, he does give me some tips and stuff. Sometimes I give him some tips. Sometimes I don't know. It's just crazy running out there with him.
I just can't imagine to have the man that's won so many championships there at Bowman Gray, and you out there running in the same division.
Yeah.
You know, that has to be a little bit of pressure on you. I mean, it has to be.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of pressure, but you kind of got to look past it. I mean, can't let pressure break you.
I bet it's good for the girls, though.
Yeah, some may say that.
I don't know why he turned it around like that, but anyway.
I think the mom was there, 16 years old.
So, who all sponsors your car and helps you out with it?
So this year we Ben Gable, he's a friend of ours. I drive for him. On the Smart Tour a few weeks ago at Caraway, I drove that car, and about 3/4 of the season at Bowman Gray, I drove the Ben Gable Enterprises number 6. But I can't think. Let's see here. I got a list of them right here.
Okay.
I can't think. Bryson Brothers Aerial Solutions, they do so much for us, me and Dad. Bryson Screen Cleaner, Citrus Safe Racing, and Tommy Lancaster with all them. Choice Tire and Automotive, Riddle Tractor, Haviland, PSR Products, Triangle Fitness, Auto Store of North Carolina, NASCAR Technical Institute, Mark Joyce and NJ Graphics, Brandon Finley, Greg Butcher, Velocity USA, Collins Roofing and Construction, Napa on Stratford, Ideal Landscaping, S&P Lemonade, Freedom Fighters brand, Caton Electric, Ben Gable Enterprises, they're the main one, and Bubba Speed Shop and Seth Knox. That's it.
That's pretty good list of folks there.
I didn't think it was going to stop for a minute.
I mean, I guess your car is one great big sticker when you're riding around, huh?
Yeah, it's a big decal on there. Well, we're always looking for more. Racing is not cheap, and I'm sure he can tell you that too. Racing is not cheap whatsoever. Anything you can get is good. But yeah, it's a grind.
Yeah, well, you got it pretty well. You got it good right now, so I think you're in good shape.
Break out another 1,000.
Now look, when y'all have your cars in there, do you let Jason come and work on your car?
We always have a hand on each other's car. I mean, we're not real stingy about not touching cars and stuff. I mean, we're always lending a hand to Jason when he needs it, and Jason's always over there with Dad, helping Dad sometimes when Dad don't have a hand that day. But yeah.
Well, that's cool. I mean,
Do y'all share setup stuff?
Dad's kind of got not his setup under it, because me and Dad got two pretty different driving styles, especially at Bowman Gray. There's so many ways you can run the track. You can drive it in deep and get a good shot up off the corner and kind of diamond it, or you could float it in the corner and get a good turn up off. I like running it in pretty deep and then getting the shot up off. But Dad likes it the other way. So me and him kind of had the same setup, but when we're on Saturday morning practice, I kind of take over, and he shows me a little bit of what to do, and I change it a little bit.
I mean, you don't do a whole lot of listening. You go and do your thing and let him do his, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well that's pretty cool. I mean, but it's got to be fun. Now, have you had any Bowman Gray moments yet?
Any moments?
Yeah, I mean, Bowman Gray is known for its special times and moments.
You ain't on the highlights on the highlight reel.
Not the highlight reel, but maybe the low light reel. Being a rookie year, it's been kind of difficult. Still trying to gain respect. There's a bunch of people over there that's been doing it basically their whole lives. Like my dad and Tim Brown and Randy Butner and Brandon Ward and all them guys over there. Trying to gain respect is the best thing you can do. being a rookie. So still trying to do that. Get some top 10s and top 5s under our belt. I think we had 4 or 5 top 10s. I think we had 1 top 5. So not bad. Still trying to catch the invert on the 2025 nights. That's where everybody gets their first win at. We're still trying to catch it.
Well, that's cool. I hope we don't be watching the Bowman Gray highlights one night and see you in it. You know, I mean, I've seen Jason do some crazy stuff. You know,
Mhm.
I ain't gonna say what he did, but I've seen him do some crazy stuff.
Yep.
And what did your dad say? Because he's had some run-ins with some people out there. So I mean, that's got to be cool to sit there. I'm sure he tells you some good stories.
Yeah, I mean, all you got to do is look up Burt Myers Racing, and you'll see all the fights and all the stuff at Bowman Gray you probably don't want to see. Well, maybe you do want to see it, but sponsors don't want to see it. But I mean, yeah, it's cool hearing all the stories, especially like the old heads come to the shop sometimes. You got Philip Smith and Johnny Johnson and people like them that come in and they tell us stories about like back in the 80s and 90s and 70s and 60s, them watching my great grandpa race and all that stuff. It's really cool. I mean, you got to take it all in. I mean, it's just amazing.
Mm-hmm. I bet you've heard some great stories about your family as far as your grandfather and all that back that way. I bet you've heard some great stories.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, well, SLATE, we appreciate it, man. We're gonna get you back on again sometime real soon. Hopefully, we'll get you back on here after you get a big win.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right, see ya.
Yeah, can you imagine that being Burt Myers' son and then have to race against him and the pressure that was going to come with that?
11 track championships at Bowman Gray.
Well, Tim Brown's got him beat though, right? Now you have a few more.
I think Tim's got like 13, I think, maybe something like that.
I know that's a big rivalry between the two.
Yeah, and you had John Boy Brown who was out there too. I mean, he was big at one point. Now these new guys are like Brandon Ward and these guys that are coming in now. I sit there some nights I watch them on Flow or go back and watch it on Flow and wow, that's the racing. It's unbelievable.
Well, the crazy part is like his dad's doing this for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how many people get to do that? Not very many.
Not in the modified series.
Right.
I mean, really, think about it. But I mean, he's run the tour mods. He's run the. He runs them all, and he's had a lot of good success at it too.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. Now you got this kid coming along, but I want to see where he falls in the as far as we know kind of how Burt drives, how he is, and then I know how Jason is. He's a little hot-headed at times, and things like that. So let's see where this kid falls in between the two of them. I think that'd be cool.
What's up, Shane Laws? I love his speech at Keith Wilson's. Because Keith got married, and that was pretty cool. I guess they hosted the party stuff. It was pretty cool.
Now we haven't seen Shane in a while. I mean, he hasn't been here in a while.
They don't let him in here, I guess.
Sometimes that might be a good idea. I don't know. Well, we appreciate you being here tonight, Joe. We've been hope you get you a win or get you a good finish and get in the top 5 in points.
He's in the top 5. He's almost in the top 4.
Okay, get top 4 in points.
That's the goal going forward now. So
if I had any extra money, I'd pay you a little bit to take Sammy Gated and Robbie Parker out, but
I don't know that I could do that. You'd have to give me a lot of money to do that stuff, guys.
all right, well, I'll just call.
He can be bought. It's just gonna be a lot.
I could be bought, but it would take a lot.
I'll just call Landon Abbott.
Landon might do it for free.
I've talked to him before, so we'll see what we come.
Well, that's true. Yeah, he'd have to slow
Behind him
up.
very much last time.
And the good thing is you don't have Robbie Parker in the car. So
That's true. Well, we didn't yet this year. We did one race last year, so
Yeah, he wrecked.
it's true. He did.
I mean, he tore the car pretty good, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean,
I can't remember.
there was definitely some bent parts on it.
Oh yeah, there was some big parts on it. I guess you call that a start and park. And he started, and next door they parked him.
Sounds like he parked himself.
Oh, that's right. Somebody, I forgot what happened.
Yeah,
He was running up front though.
Someone caught the back end of him and it turned. I think they either bumped the wheels and the steering locked up, or someone came across the tail of the
I
car.
can't
or
remember.
something
I had
like that.
forgotten
But
about that. Yeah.
okay, whatever. We'll let it go, but whatever. So anyway, that's our show for tonight. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Please like and share our show, and we'll see you again next week. We're going somehow I'm gonna have somebody from Chase Dixon Motorsports is going to join us next week. Whether it won't be Chase. I think Chase said he was going to be with Keith Helton at Martinsville testing, so he may not be the one. So anyway, we'll have one up on here. So we'll see you again next week.